War, a conflict between nations or groups, has been an enduring presence throughout human history. It is a brutal and devastating phenomenon that has shaped the course of civilizations. Wars arise from a multitude of causes, including territorial disputes, ideological differences, and struggles for power and resources. When nations or groups find themselves at odds, diplomacy and negotiation may fail, leading to a resort of armed conflict. War brings with it destruction, loss of life, and widespread suffering. Soldiers and civilians alike endure the hardships and horrors of battle, leaving scars that can last for generations. The impacts of war ripple beyond the battlefield. Economies suffer, infrastructure crumbles, and societies are torn apart. Families are separated, and communities are shattered. The toll on mental and physical health is immeasurable, leaving lasting trauma for survivors. Throughout history, wars have taken on different forms, from ancient battles fought with swords and shields to modern conflicts driven by advanced weaponry and technology. The scale and intensity of warfare has increased dramatically, with devastating consequences. But war is sometimes inevitable, and often the worst. Hey, welcome back to History in Minutes. Have you ever wondered what is the worst war to ever occur on this planet of ours? If yes, come and join us today as we explore what caused the Crimean War. Crimean Conflict Explained. The Crimean War, spanning from 1853 to 1856, was a conflict that erupted primarily due to a dispute over the rights of Christian minorities in the Holy Land, which was then under the declining rule of the Ottoman Empire. This conflict stemmed from the convergence of geopolitical rivalries, religious tensions, and the aspirations of major European powers. Throughout the 18th and 19th centuries, the Ottoman Empire, a once powerful entity, had been gradually losing territories and influence. As its grip on power weakened, the empire struggled to maintain control over its diverse population, particularly in the areas with significant Christian populations, such as Jerusalem. The Russian Empire, on the other hand, saw itself as the protector of Orthodox Christians in the Ottoman territories and sought to assert its influence over them. One key event that ignited tensions was the dispute over the control of the Christian holy sites in Jerusalem. In 1852, the Ottoman Empire issued a decree, known as the Holy Places Incident, which sought to reaffirm its control over these sites. This move was met with strong opposition from Russia, which saw it as a threat to its influence over Orthodox Christians in the region. The Russian Tsar Nicholas I demanded that the Ottoman Empire grant him the authority to protect Orthodox Christians, effectively asserting Russian influence over the Holy Land. Simultaneously, France sought to protect its interests in the region, particularly its Roman Catholic subjects, and saw an opportunity to challenge Russia's growing influence. Britain, although not primarily motivated by religious concerns, shared France's strategic interests in limiting Russian expansion and preserving the balance of power in Europe. Thus, France and Britain became aligned with the Ottoman Empire, forming a coalition against Russia. The geopolitical calculations were further complicated by Russia's ambition for warm water ports in the Black Sea. These ports would give Russia access to the Mediterranean and bolster its naval power. Consequently, control over the Ottoman territories became crucial for both strategic and religious reasons, heightening tensions between the major powers. This dispute escalated into a full-scale war when Russia invaded the Ottoman territories of Moldavia and Wallachia, present-day Romania, in 1853. In response, France and Britain declared war on Russia, marking the official start of the Crimean War. The conflict would eventually involve other minor players, such as the Kingdom of Sardinia and the Austrian Empire. The Siege of Sevastopol. The Siege of Sevastopol stands out as one of the most memorable and consequential events of the Crimean War. Lasting from 1854 to 1855, this prolonged siege was a testament to the determination and resilience of the Allied forces, as well as the strength of the Russian defenses. Situated on the Crimean Peninsula, Sevastopol was a crucial Russian naval base, and its capture was a strategic objective for the British, French, and Ottoman forces. The siege was characterized by intense and bloody fighting, as both sides displayed unwavering resolve. The Allied forces faced numerous challenges throughout the siege, including the formidable fortifications and the determined Russian defenders. The Russians, led by Vice Admiral Pavel Nakhimov, displayed exceptional skill and bravery, inflicting heavy casualties on the attackers. However, the Allied forces persevered. Despite the harsh winter conditions, supply shortages, and persistent Russian resistance, they gradually gained ground and weakened the defenses. A series of costly assaults and bombardments, notably the infamous Charge of the Light Brigade, demonstrated the tenacity of the attackers and the desperation of the defenders. Finally, after almost a year of relentless fighting, the Allied forces achieved a significant breakthrough. On September 8, 1855, they successfully breached the defenses and stormed the city. The fall of Sevastopol dealt a severe blow to Russian naval power and marked a turning point in the war. The capture of the city was a moment of triumph for the Allies, and it boosted their morale while demoralizing the Russian forces. Florence Nightingale and the Crimean War. Florence Nightingale's impact on medical reforms during the Crimean War cannot be overstated. Known as the Lady with the Lamp, Nightingale revolutionized military medical care and played a vital role in improving the conditions for wounded soldiers. Her tireless efforts and dedication to patient care left an indelible mark on the field of nursing. When Nightingale arrived in the British military hospital at Scutari, she was confronted with appalling conditions. The hospitals were overcrowded, unsanitary, and lacked proper supplies and equipment. Recognizing the urgent need for reform, Nightingale and her team immediately set to work. They cleaned the facilities, improved sanitation practices, and implemented strict hygiene protocols. Nightingale's most significant contribution was her emphasis on patient care. She believed that the well-being of the soldiers depended on both medical treatment and compassionate nursing. Nightingale introduced a system of triage, ensuring that the most severely wounded received immediate attention. She also emphasized the importance of nutrition and created a system for providing nourishing meals to the soldiers. Under Nightingale's guidance, mortality rates at the military hospital dramatically declined. Her meticulous record-keeping and statistical analysis revealed the significance of hygiene and sanitation in preventing infections and improving patient outcomes. Nightingale's findings and recommendations led to widespread reforms in military and civilian hospitals alike. Nightingale's legacy extended beyond the Crimean War. Her advocacy for nursing education and professional standards laid the foundation for modern nursing practices. The Battle of Balaclava. The Battle of Balaclava, a pivotal engagement during the Crimean War, is etched in history for two distinct episodes that unfolded on the battlefield. These episodes, both displaying remarkable bravery and tenacity, have become emblematic of the battle. The first episode, and perhaps the most infamous, is the Charge of the Light Brigade. It occurred on October 25, 1854, when a miscommunication led the British cavalry to charge headlong into heavily fortified Russian positions. The Light Brigade, comprising approximately of 670 cavalrymen, faced a daunting task as they thundered across the battlefield. Despite the odds stacked against them, they gallantly charged forward, their valor immortalized in Lord Alfred Tennyson's poem. The charge, however, resulted in heavy casualties, with many riders falling under the hail of enemy fire. The Charge of the Light Brigade became a symbol of bravery in the face of adversity, but also highlighted the importance of effective communication and clear command in military operations. The second episode in the Battle of Balaclava is the heroic defense of the Thin Red Line by the British infantry. As the Russian cavalry launched a fierce assault on British opposition, the red-coated British soldiers formed a line, resolute and unwavering. Despite being significantly outnumbered, the British infantry stood their ground, steadfastly repelling the Russian charge. The disciplined and coordinated defense of the Thin Red Line showcased the effectiveness of infantry formations and demonstrated the courage and resilience of the British soldiers. Both episodes of the Battle of Balaclava serve as poignant reminders of the valor and sacrifice exhibited by the soldiers on the battlefield. The Treaty of Paris and technological advancements. The Treaty of Paris, signed in 1856, brought an end to the Crimean War. One of its key provisions was the recognition of the integrity of the Ottoman Empire, acknowledging its sovereignty and territorial boundaries. Additionally, the treaty neutralized the Black Sea, limiting Russian naval power in the region and maintaining the power of balance in Europe. The signing of the treaty marked a turning point in European politics. as it signaled the decline of the Russian Empire and the emergence of a new balance of power among European nations. The Crimean War was notable for its significant technological and tactical advances. It witnessed the extensive use of modern rifles and artillery, showcasing the increasing importance of firepower on the battlefield. This shift in military technology highlighted the need for updated tactics and strategies. Furthermore, the war exposed deficiencies in military leadership and logistics, leading to subsequent reforms in various countries to address these shortcomings. The lessons learned from the Crimean War played a crucial role in shaping military doctrines and modernizing armed forces in the years that followed. The Crimean War had a profound impact on European diplomacy, altering the existence of balance of power and sparking significant changes in regional dynamics. The war weakened the Ottoman Empire and revealed its vulnerability, prompting European powers to seek opportunities to exert their influence in the region. This led to a series of diplomatic maneuvers and rivalries as countries sought to capitalize on the Ottoman Empire's declining status. Moreover, the conflict strained relations between Russia and the Western powers, setting the stage for future tensions and conflicts in the following years. The repercussions of the Crimean War reshaped European diplomacy and set the stage for a new era of power struggles and realignments in the region. This ends today's video. If you learned something new, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content worth your every minute.